You know that feeling when one part of you wants one thing and another part wants something completely different? Well, it turns out this is one of the oldest questions there is. Today, we're going to dive into it using an incredible guide from an ancient text, the Katha Upnishad, which gives us this amazing metaphor for figuring out our own minds. So right from the get-go, the Upanishad lays out this fundamental choice, a choice we literally make all the time. On one hand, you've got the pleasant path, or Prius. Think of it as the easy route, the one that gives you that instant hit of gratification. But on the other hand, there's the good path, or Shreyas. Now this one's tougher, for sure. It's the long game, the one that leads to real lasting well-being. It's that classic battle between what feels good right now versus what's actually good for you. And the teacher in this story, Lord Yama, he doesn't mince words about this. He's super clear. These two paths, they lead to totally different places. If you choose the good path, you get closer to your real purpose in life. But if you keep getting sidetracked by the easy, pleasant stuff, well, you end up wandering away from what's truly important. So, the big question is, how do you actually do this? How do you consistently pick the good path? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. The Upanishad doesn't just point out the problem and leave you hanging. Nope, it gives us this incredible metaphor. It's almost like a user's manual for navigating life. All right, so here's the metaphor. I want you to picture this. You're in a chariot. This chariot, that's you. It's your body, your mind, the whole package. It's the vehicle you've been given to get through life. Now, what's pulling this chariot? 5 powerful, totally wild horses. And these horses, they're your 5 senses. They're full of energy, and they're always trying to bolt off in every direction, chasing after every sight, every sound, every shiny new thing that grabs their attention. Okay, so you've got these wild horses. What's controlling them? The reins. In this metaphor, the reins are your mind. The mind is that direct link, the tool you use to try and guide and hopefully control those powerful senses. But who's holding the reins? Well, that's the charioteer. And the charioteer is your intellect, what's called buddhi. This is the driver, the one who's supposed to be in charge. The intellect's entire job is to use the mind, the reins, to direct the senses, the horses. And you can imagine, right? If your charioteer is asleep at the wheel, those horses are going to drag you right into a ditch. Okay, but here comes the really mind-bending part. The big reveal from Vedanta. All of that stuff we just talked about, the chariot, the horses, the reins, even the charioteer, none of that is the real you. It's all just machinery. So who are you? You're the passenger, the true self, the Atman, just sitting in the back of the chariot. This whole trip, it's all for you. I love this modern update to the analogy. It's perfect. Think about it like you've called an Uber, right? You're not the car, you're not the driver, you're the passenger in the backseat. The whole setup, the car, the driver, the GPS, it's all there for one reason and one reason only, to get you where you want to go. So, putting it all together, for this journey of life to go smoothly, the whole system has to work in harmony. The charioteer, your intellect, has to be awake and making good decisions. The reins, your mind, have to be held firmly. And the horses, your senses, need to be trained and disciplined. That's what self-mastery is. It's getting your own internal equipment to work for you, instead of pulling you in a million different directions. Okay, but that leads to the biggest question of all, doesn't it? Where is this chariot even going? What's the destination? And this is where the whole teaching takes a fascinating turn, from an outer journey to an inner one. So, the Upanishad actually gives us a map for this inner journey. It's like climbing a ladder of reality, from the most obvious outer stuff to the most subtle inner core. You start with the senses, the most external layer. Then you go deeper to the mind that processes them. Deeper still is the intellect that directs the mind. But it doesn't stop there. Beyond your personal intellect is the cosmic mind, and even beyond that is the source of everything, the unmanifest. And right at the very heart of it all, that's the destination. Pure consciousness, the self. And here's the kicker. Since your true self is already here, right now, this whole spiritual journey can't really be about going anywhere. It's not about reaching some new place or waiting for some future moment. It's about a shift in realization. It's about moving from the small, limited self you think you are to recognizing the vast, unlimited self you actually are. Now, the text uses this beautiful phrase for the destination, the highest abode of Vishnu. It sounds like some faraway heaven, right? But it's not. The great philosopher Shankaracharya points out that this isn't some place you go to later. It is a state of being, something to be realized as your own innermost self, right here and now. So, when you boil it all down, the entire point of the chariot, the driver, the wild horses, this whole complicated journey, it's all just to have one simple realization. You, the passenger, were already at your destination. You were never separate from it. And that leaves us with a pretty profound thought to chew on. What if the whole point of life isn't this frantic race to get somewhere else, to find some future happiness? What if it's really just about slowing down and realizing you're already there? This whole metaphor is an invitation, really. It's asking us to look at our own chariot, our own life, and ask ourselves, honestly, who's actually driving this thing? And where are we really going?